Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Ba'Shem Hawashai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to the 144,000 out there, my fellow laborers that do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathens, that look like those heathens. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And I guess it's true. The men of the Great Millstone, which are the men of the Lord, are obsessed with prophecy. How could you not be? You know, the prophecies in the book dictate the downfall of the wicked, of our enemy, and then tells of how we go into greatness. All right, and one of the things that happens at the end is the collapse of currencies, which is done in some cases purposely, and to other people by circumstances. All right, and you're looking at a global reset. All right, a complete and total global reset. And that's why these nations are going to go to war with one another, because America is extremely behind. You know, the BRICS are extremely ahead. Over 70 nations have joined the BRICS. And their reset currency is ready and being implemented already. Matter of fact, it goes into play come January 1st. So, you know, this thing, you know, this war could break out, you know, before then. And then you got all the, you know, the troops here. We got all these foreign troops that are behind lines on us. All right. So anything could happen. All the evidence is that these young military-aged men have, you know, are in the military and are, you know, here and ready to be activated. The evidence is of that. It's showing itself now. Just like the evidence is of that this war that just kicked up between Palestine and Israel. There's a lot of evidences that make Israel look very guilty as orchestrating and allowing it to happen in usual fashion. If you look into history, allow people to die so that you have an excuse to implement new plans. All right, this is a playbook that they're going to continue to go to until the Lord removes them out of place. They will allow many of their own people to die and civilians to die, innocent people to die, just so they could have a conflict, or so that they could take and change some sort of policy to give themselves more power. All right, but without any further ado, we're going to let Dave talk about the CBDC and how it's directly connected to the MOTB, which is big time prophecy, because the MOTB has to be, forced or implemented worldwide before the end can come, and that's what's going to make, you know, the third woe. All right, which World War III is called in the Bible. That's what's going to make the third war go full blown, because we're already in it. It's been a cold war, and now it's actually physical. It just hasn't gone to where everybody's, you know, it's not the free for all yet. But it's there. So let's let Dave Hodges speak.
This is the New World Order. This is one world government. It'll be driven first by the economy. And remember, I made a video a few days ago, and I said, first, you'll have the economic meltdown, and then the implementation of new, and that'll be followed by world government. Okay, and I was using some preparatory teaching there, hoping people would watch that to make this a little bit more understandable, because I knew this day was coming. The cross-border stuff is globalism. The Bank of International Settlements will control the actions of all the central banks, and they will all tie into the same system. So you could go into Bank of America in New York City, and you could go into the bank of HSBC in China, and your banks could talk to each other. There'd be no delay of payments or anything. Approved purchases, keyword approved, will go through immediately. That was the FedNow selling point. Remember, fast transfer, same day, same hour, same minute, no delay on checks. Well, yeah, they don't have a delay on checks because they're not going to allow you to use checks. They're lying through their teeth about that one. Okay, so we've got those three elements of this system. The FAST system that's parallel to CBDC, it contains the plans for all three of these elements. So the FAST system in its completion is really CBDC.
I've been going to
Son of
therapy.
a.
It really had helped me a lot with getting past all the jumbled together mess of.
And if the CBDC is not opposed by nation states and the people rise up and say, we're just not going to use it, screw you, we'll live off the land, then they could rely back on the FAST system because they have the same elements. But if there's no opposition, eventually CBDC will absorb the FAST systems and they will integrate them, and then we'll have one centralized system. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? I know how complicated this is. Oh my, I'm sorry. I am really sorry. It is so doggone complicated. I truly am. I hope I made it somewhat understandable, but this might be a video you have to go back and watch a second time when I get to the meat of the matter here. How sure am I of this? I'm really sure because of the people I got to sit down with on a Zoom conference and talk to. And they were confirming things I was finding in print, but I didn't fully understand it because I'm not really an economist. The things, I mean, I had a good college education, but I'm not an economist. But I will tell you, I've kind of become a low-grade economist because of the exposures I've had in this work. And so as I was researching stuff and I get things and I go, I get this, I'm not sure about this. When I was in these two conferences I was in, ding, 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 it went off. I said, okay, I get it. This stuff you can count on. This is what's in play right now. And CBDC is in the final stages through the FedNow system in America, the FAST system internationally.
There it is. All right. And Mr. Dave Hodges has been chronicling, he's been one of those guys. There's about 10 or 15 of them. He's definitely been one of the more steady ones that's basically been all along chronicling the downfall of America. And he's done videos. He's been doing videos for at least, I think I first saw him maybe about 5, 6 years ago. But he knows that the end is near and that we're past the point of no return. All right, this is Revelation 13 and 16. And it reads, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So even people who are in jail, they make transactions. They work. All right. If you're, incarcerated and a servant, you still have to use this system. All right. It says to receive a mark, in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. That charagma. Shouldn't even said that word. I should have spelt it. The M word. And it says, and no man shall buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the BESAT, for it is the number of the mark, and his number is 666. So there's your 666, which is directly the number directly connected to the to the charagma that's going to be placed within your body. One of your hands or your forehead. And the people that get that, the Lord promised them death. I believe it's Revelation 16 and 2. And it reads, the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome, grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the BESAT, and upon them which worshipped his image. Because if you get that, that's going to declare their ownership over you. All right. And that's also you bowing the knee to their will and to their way. And now you belong to them and not to the Lord. So any of our people who get that are automatically, marked for death. They will be thrown into the, to the wrath of the Lord, or into the lake of fire if they make it that far. If they make it through this starvation and the riots and all the other craziness that's going to come. All right. They will not make that first trip. They won't be changed in a moment and get those immortal bodies and be a part of that new Jerusalem when it comes down, proving that the people over there are frauds. This is Revelation 21 and 1. All right, because this is how Israel goes home. All right. And it says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, and the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. We're going to come down off those chariots, what they're calling UFOs and UAPs. All right. Ginormous 8 foot, 9 foot tall men with ridiculously muscular Sergio living myth like bodies, just swole for no reason, healthy. The women will be tall and beautiful as well. All right, we're more than likely going to tower over all the heathens, including our women. It's very possible. All right. And it says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their power. Salakia. Getting over this cold. And now while all this talking, my throat is getting dry. So, Salakia. But it says, and he shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. So there won't be any strikes. All right. The scriptures clearly say that when Israel go back to the all of Israel on top of that, not just Yehudi and Levi, and maybe and Benjamin, but all of the 12 tribes will go. All right, because it tells you in this chapter there'll be 12 gates. All right, 3 in the east, 3 in the north, 3 in the south, 3 in the west. The 12 names of the disciple, of the apostles. All right, their names will also be at the gates. All right, a city of gold with the light, the Spirit of the Lord illuminating it. 10 times brighter than the Roppongi in Japan. 10 times brighter than Times Square. The Spirit of the Lord is going to light that place with all manner of precious stones and literally, physically, gold, in the streets, the buildings. All right, it's going to be magnificent. All right, and it's going to be built up for free by the heathen. Okay, that's what happens. Matter of fact, let's jump down to verse 7. And he that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. All right? The Israelites, the 144,000, is going to be the new governing body here in America. All right? The Lord is coming back to take down all mountains and hills. Mountains and hills in the Bible represent governments. All right? You go to Revelation 2 and 26. There's a precept to that, Revelation 21:7. And it reads, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. All right? So no one is saved until the end. You hear it because Dave Hodges is brilliant when it comes to geopolitical politics and the things that are going on financially around the world and the militaries. But when it comes to the Bible, his doctrine is just as retardedly, drunk with foolishness and things that are not biblical as the next Christian. However, I will say that Dave Hodges probably knows the Bible a little bit better than the average Christian. I've heard him say some things that, and bring out scriptures that normally Christians don't even know exist. Flip side of that coin is that the whole world is watching the Hebrew Israelites, and everybody's Bible game has upped itself as a result of that. Even the Muslims, everyone's using the blue letter now. And who did they learn that from? They learned that from the elder apostles of the great millstone. All right? But nevertheless, this we're the final curtain. It's the final countdown, like that 80s song, that old 80s songs, the final countdown. Yeah, and that's where we are, and it's gonna come up onto the motb, and then Revelation 13, when Yahushua comes back and smashes, the armies of the world, and put them all under subjection. The Lion of Judah, which is who the world ignorantly calls and fraudulently calls Yeshua or Jesus. His name is Yahushua. He comes back. All right. So yeah, this is just going to be something a little quick. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham Rakakwadash, Wa Abba Kwam Yasharala Shalom.